what is a villain to you? What do they look like? What do they sound like? What do they smell like? How do they show up in the world? Were they always that way? And will they necessarily always continue to be that way? Do you identify with them? Do you see yourself in them? Or are they completely different from you without any similarities whatsoever? Hello, I'm Stephanie Toma, and today we are diving into the murky waters of villains. So, when I think of a villain, I think of the classics: Cruella, Maleficent, the Wicked Witch of the West. The list goes on. And we typically think of these villains as having a mysterious, dark past and a thirst for power at the expense of connection. They tend to be loners. They may not be that aesthetically pleasing. They maybe wear really dark colors. They could have not a sense of confidence, but a sense of overinflated pride, narcissism. We see them as bad. And we've been taught through different stories and rhetoric growing up that, oh yeah, villains are necessarily bad. Never mind their origins, never mind what the future could hold for them, but they're to be disregarded and dismissed. This archetype has always fascinated me because it paints these characters as superhuman in many ways. For example, this villain could be powerful in their sovereignty, maybe not just all alone and sulking about it. And I also can appreciate how some more modern movies like Cruella or like Maleficent are starting to humanize the aspects of these characters that have been othered because we all have aspects of villains within us. We are not 100% purely good or 100% purely bad. And when we begin to vilify, or I like to use the term villainize, others, that's when we feed the disconnection that keeps those people further and further away from us and using their innate power for connection and for things in society that we would deem as good. I wrote the song Villainize actually as a poem. It started out strictly as a poem. I was a digital nomad living in Philadelphia at the time, and I was doing my remote therapy appointments and spending extra time in solitude. And I read the poem aloud, and my therapist said, that sounds like it could be a song. And I said, I think you're right. And we ended the call, and within a moment, the melody was in my mind, and I immediately recorded it. And it's what you'll hear today in the recording that is now available to the public on Spotify. My intention with this song is that it sparks compassion and empathy and questioning the labels that have been put on people who are ostracized or others by different groups in different cultures and different societies or different subgroups within the same society, which can be even more easy to overlook. My goal with this song is that we're able to see ourselves in these villains, not to make ourselves bad, but to help us know the goodness that exists in these people who have been othered. It feels so cathartic to put into words the loneliness and the misunderstanding and the buying in to the illusion of separation. When we take a step back and we have felt that extreme deep loneliness, we are able to have compassion for others, so many more others than we could before. This is what transmuting pain is all about. This is what Villainize is all about. A more compassionate world, one person at a time. And hopefully, not everyone needs to have an experience of being canceled or not fitting in, where we are able to tap into that due to our innate humanity versus necessarily needing to go through so much trial and error. But sometimes it is a part of our journey, and we can use that to our benefit. Can you embrace quirks and differences in others and yourself without making it bad or wrong? Can you decide to stand up for what you think is right and in a way that authentically attempts to also preserve the relationship? Can you be so open and honest with yourself that it inspires others to do the same? Can you choose to see the good in everyone? Those are some thoughts for contemplation that I hope have a sense of resonance within you because the world is changing and people are being liberated to have their works shine. And although it can be scary to do, I hope that it can in some way positively impact your journey of being even more of who you truly are. Have a great day. Until next time.